Hello everybody and welcome back to Bazzar Repairs and Reviews. So on today's video we have the VacLife AC or DC 2-in-1 tire inflator. It's a portable air compressor that accepts two different forms of input voltage, either AC 120 volts from your wall outlet or DC 12 volts from your cigarette lighter outlet, which is a really cool unique feature. Now, there are a lot of portable tire inflators out there, but some of these companies, to stand apart, like to introduce different features, and this is a cool one. So, like I said, it can accept DC or AC, and we'll unbox it in a minute. So I'm just kind of looking at the outside box there. You see your voltages, your 50 psi tire pressure, your display units, the cord length 9.2 feet. The cord length for home is 5 feet. Continuous working time is no longer, don't go over 8 minutes. And just bicycle balls, etc. types of cars. Just your standard things that go with tire inflation. Alright, so let's get the unit unboxed and see how it feels and how it looks. Okay, so inside the box, this is what we get. You get your manual, your unit, obviously, and then your attachments to things like balls and basketballs. Let's go ahead and open up the plastic bag. And look at our attachments that we can use. Like I said, for balls, we got a fuse there just in case you break a circuit breaker, you can replace the fuse. Alright, and we have our standard manual, which will let us know how to operate the unit. Everything is pretty simple, really easy to read, and really easy to use. It's just showing us what types of outlets we can use and about our warranties. Okay, with that said, let's get the unit. Let's take a look at the unit. Alright, there's our quick start guide, just letting you know for car when you plug in, make sure you have the car off and then start it afterwards. Alright, and here's the unit. It feels really good in the hand. It's got some really quality plastic, feels really good, doesn't feel cheap. The buttons feel really nice, solid. There's our inputs there. So we have our 12 volt and our 120 volt. On the back you have your tire cable, and it's really long, and I really like that. That's the length is really decent, and you can probably even hide another cable in there. And you have your LED lights on the side, really sturdy. I like the handle on the top where it's easy to carry. It feels really good. Comes with our two cables there, like I said, our 120 volt AC, which will plug in right on the side. Or the 12 volt DC, which plugs in on the opposite end but on the same side, right into your cigarette lighter, which is really cool. Gives you some really good options for home or for auto. Okay, so let's just plug it in and see what it looks like when it powers on. So I'm just going to plug it in right to my standard 120 volt wall outlet. It comes with some wire ties that are on it, which is pretty cool too. Keep the wire organized. Alright, so now that it's plugged in, it just automatically turns on. Okay, so those are our buttons. We got the flashlight button. Press it again and it actually flashes and changes color, which is cool. You have your power button to turn on the unit. And you have your PSI bar, KPA. And you can actually change the PSI up and down with the plus and minus buttons. And you can go up pretty high. I think it said not to go past 50, but it allows you to here. Okay, everything looks really good, really solid. Okay, let's get this out to the car. And we're going to do a 12-volt DC power check. So just make sure that it works with the cigarette lighter. And yes, it turns on perfectly fine. So now let's get to testing. Okay, so because this unit is connected to AC power or DC, I'm not going to do the 4-tire test because we know it will pass that. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and deflate some of my air down to about 20 psi on 2 tires, and we'll go ahead and just run the unit, make sure that it works on the 2 tires and it doesn't overheat or anything like that. We'll also see how loud it is. Alright, let's get the unit connected. Alright, cool, it already powered on. Alright, so we're down to 75, which is cool. We're going to make sure we're on PSI. And then we're going to bring up my tire to, let's do 42. And then press power. Okay, we're about 6 minutes in, and it went ahead and completed and did its auto shut off like normal. Let's go ahead and disconnect. Feel the nozzle, see how hot it is, not bad at all. Internal nozzle doesn't disconnect, so we don't have to worry about that overheating. Okay, so let's go ahead and move to tire number 2 and see if this thing can finish that cycle. And just one more note, it does say not to run this over 8 minutes for heat purposes, so because I ran that about 6 minutes, I'm going to let this rest about 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and start tire number 2. Just don't want to overheat the thing. Alright, so same thing on tire 2, we'll just unscrew and then deflate down. And that was really impressive. It went from 17 psi to 42 in 6 minutes. That's pretty good. Alright, let's set our PSI back. So we're already at 30. Let's just go back to 42. Alright, and just like that, 2 tires knocked out. This time it only took about 4 minutes because we were already at the PSI level 30. Alright, so everything looks good to go. Let's get this thing undone. I'll pack it back up, and then I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Alright, so final thoughts, and we're going to go over the pros and cons. So, pros, it is very easy to use and handle, and it's very sturdy, feels good in the hand. You have AC and DC power options, as I said earlier. It's got a really fast pump, so it pumps everything up pretty fast, and it doesn't get too hot. It's not too expensive. I should have a discount code for you guys, and it has a built-in cord storage on the back, which is pretty cool. Now for the cons, the 12-volt DC cable needs to be a little bit longer, maybe just an extra foot or so, and the pump could be kind of loud sometimes, but that's usually most pumps. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. You guys can like, comment, subscribe. I would appreciate it, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.